Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Welcome to the Fourth and Dream podcast. It is me, the host, Mr. Red, with our handsome as always co-host. I don't even know why I say that every time. I'm just trying to make you feel good. What's up, Kamish?
I mean, I feel like this information would be known by this point, right? It goes without saying.
I guess.
What's up, dude? You
What's
doing
up,
all
dude?
right?
Yeah, dude. We're week 7.
It's a halfway point, man.
Week 7, dude. Week 7.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, you remember at the end of our last podcast how we talked about how we didn't want to see any injuries? How'd that work out?
Yeah, terrible.
Man, a lot of them, huh? Big names too.
Man, you had a handful of starting quarterbacks go down. I mean, what Fields got banged up. Baker Mayfield left the game. Trevor Lawrence had his knee checked out. I mean,
Yep.
and that's just scratching the surface, right?
Yep. You got
CMC with the
CMC
oblique
out.
injury.
Debo. We saw the news. I believe it was released today. Anthony Richardson going on IR for the rest of the season, having shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Man,
This sucks, man. I mean, at this stage of the game, if you haven't had to you do your dance with the injury bug, man, like chances are you're in pretty good shape right now,
bless your heart.
right? But don't worry, it's coming at some point. It always does.
Yep. So before we get into the Week 6 recap and then start slinging the nonsense that is our Week 7 picks, is there anything that you want to talk about?
I mean,
Like,
you want to do a quick rundown on week 6, like a quick recap, or we just want to jump straight into the picks?
we'll do. I know you did a little bit of research today
I did.
about our records.
It was it was excruciating, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get an intern hired, so I had to go back and rewatch some of these older episodes to kind of get an accurate count on where we stood as far as the picks go. As far as you and I shook out, man, it was actually a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be, and actually our overall records were better than what I thought they would be. Um, my count at the end of through week 6 is going to be 20 wins and 16 losses, and you have 21 wins with 15 losses. Neither one of us were able to go 6-0 on a week. The high water mark was set by you last week went 5-1 on the picks, so you were close. As far as the guest pickers go, I feel like Doug got a little he got the short end of the stick coming right out of the block in week 1, and unfortunately he went 2-4 on his picks. And the great Illuminati went 4-2 on his selections last week. So
What a surprise.
yeah, right.
He probably
So,
he probably picked 2 losses on purpose just to not let anybody else know about his secretive ways.
so unfortunately, we are still chasing the perfect 6-0 picks for the week.
Is it going to happen this week?
This week, no.
No.
But between now and the end of the year, hopefully. And if it doesn't happen in the regular season, I'm sure at some point when there's only like one playoff game left, one of us will pick the correct winner and we'll have a perfect week.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Well, let's get into week 6, dude.
All right.
Let's get into week 6. So, AT Aliens and Iron Smoke. What you got?
Okay, AT Aliens and Iron Smoke. So Iron Smoke was 106.99 winner. Dude, it continues to be the Tyreek Hill show for Iron Smoke. And as you and I chatted before we hit the record button, Iron Smoke is quietly been the third highest scoring team in the league, and unfortunately, Lady Luck has just not been in his corner from a week to week basis, which is what's got him at a 2-4 count, man. So I would say that's pretty much all I got on the Iron Smoke side. And as far as the AT Aliens go, the dude's probably hoping and praying that Jonathan Taylor gets back into form. And with Richardson going down now and wild man Gardner Minshew at the helm now for the Colts, I feel like you might start seeing an extra body come down in the box. So Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor, good luck.
Yeah, they definitely got their work cut out for them.
That's what I got on that one, man.
Dude, Tyreek Hill's backflip celebration. S
You see
tier.
the video?
That was it was S tier. It was S tier. It was really cool. I wonder how much money that cost him though.
Oh, that man don't care right now,
Between not
man.
wearing socks and doing backflips with people's cell phones, like he has been uh he's been fined probably 2 years worth of our salaries combined.
I mean, but he's been fun to watch though.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
Good for
I
him.
get you guys. I mean, I understand you got your reasons, but I mean, like from an entertainment standpoint, he's fun to watch.
I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, it's hard to not watch the Dolphins right now, dude. It's fun to watch. It's like watching an NFL team play against a high school team sometimes. So
It's like real life batting, man.
it kind of is. Kind of is. So
Who we got? Who we got next?
moving on, we have Aston TDs and Master Bader. Master Bader, big victory, almost 30 points.
102.76, huh? For the Bader, man, it's the bottom half of that lineup. Chiefs defense and Mr. Butker going for a grand total of 33 points. Anytime you can get that type of production from your defense and kicker, it's usually going to translate to good things. On the flip side, Bills Mafia president, man, how about the Giants showing up on Sunday Night Football? I mean, they're I feel like when the Giants look back on the 2023 schedule, this might be one that they look at and say this one got away. So Allen struggled to get to 13 points this past week. And, Zay Flowers, 50 yards and a touchdown, man. That was probably about the only lone bright spot there for Bills Mafia president.
Yeah. Jets defense did a good job, too, holding Philly down. But you know just as well as I do that the NFL is not going to let the Jets or the Eagles lose and the Niners lose and the Bills lose all in one day. That's not going to happen. You know?
Sure, Raj sent an email
Yeah.
once he saw all the box scores.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, we can't let this happen. Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right, moving on. Baby Billy and Jolly Roger.
Oh, Baby Billy and Jolly Roger. I'll start on my side of the ball, man. How about Cooper Kupp? He looks good, doesn't he?
He's back.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I was excited to see that stat line coming across the wire from Kupp, but I watched a lot of that Buffalo Giants game on Sunday night, man. And dude, if Barkley can stay healthy, I'm gonna be pretty happy because that was some pretty good production for a guy that got bottled up probably about 85% of the night, and he had a couple of big runs, and it just goes to show you what type of talent Barkley is. So hopefully my team's getting a little bit healthy, getting into these stretch of bye weeks, and we can string a couple together. As far as the JR goes, man, Mr. Williams for the Rams, he got banged up this weekend. He's looking doubtful this week. He may even be out a couple. That's going to be a big blow to the Jolly Roger. And he just didn't get the production this week out of the Vikings, man. 15 points from QB1 and RB1 it's not going to be a recipe for success.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley was bottled up completely, and then they panned to him on the sideline. I don't know if you remember this, but they panned to him on the sideline. He was waiting to go in, and he just looked really pissed. And Anna and I were watching that game, and I looked at her. I'm like, this dude's about to come in and go nuclear. And he broke off, I think, a couple 25-plus yard runs. Yeah, it's a good thing. Good sign that maybe his ankle is okay. So Hopefully it's
We got
not.
next.
Hopefully it's not in week 14. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna be all systems go by then.
Okay. Okay. So next we got Tropic Thunder and we have Friday morning oil change.
All right, man. I'll start on the Tropic Thunder side of the equation. I mean, it's got to be CMC, right? Like, he got banged up. How long is he going to be out for? I mean, our boy Tropic Thunder has definitely been trending in the wrong direction so far this season, and that is not going to help the equation out at all. Trevor Lawrence got his knee scoped, man, and it sounds like he's probably going to be a go this week, but I mean, when your workhorse goes down, man, it's going to be a recipe for disaster. And as far as the FMOC goes, you got your touchdown out of Addison, but from a yardage standpoint, the production wasn't there like we would hoped it would be with Jefferson being out. AJ Brown, 7 catches for 131 yards, man. Like, you can't complain about that. I mean, I know you want a touchdown just like any other fantasy owner, but you know as well as I do, man, the money's in the yards, dude. And if he's going north of 100 every week, you're getting that production. So I guess if there's one other person that would be worth talking about, man, Adam Thielen,
Quietly having an amazing season.
the resurgence.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, didn't I heard a word on the street is, man, I think Reich's releasing play calling duties up in Carolina now, so that I'll be interested to see how that kind of shakes out for the next couple weeks. But so far this year, Adam Thielen, man, he's producing.
He's the number 4 wide receiver in PPR leagues this year. Quietly having a very good season. So moving on. Miyagi, Smoking Joe.
Miyagi and Smoking Joe. Yeah, this one wasn't close, man. As far as the Smoking Joe side of the ball goes, Travis Etienne just continues to just churn out points after points after points. It's going to be interesting to see how long David Montgomery is out. I think the latest Dan Campbell interview said that he could miss some time, so we'll see what miss some time is going to equate to. Smoking Joe's got to get some production out of Devonta Smith, man. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is just like, I mean, I don't know, man. Devonta Smith's just he's not off to a good start this season. And
he dropped a big pass Sunday. Wide open, dude. Nobody near him. 5 yards of separation right through his hands. It was nuts.
And dude, as far as Miyagi goes, man, I mean, Eckler's coming back. You figure Eckler's gonna round back into form. Puka Nakua, I don't know, man. It's starting to look like he's got a Cooper Kupp problem on his hand. Even though Nakua did drop a touchdown this past weekend, I don't know. It just seems like when the Illuminati's team decides they don't want to score, they just take the whole week off. So, I mean, this isn't the first time he's gone like sub 70. I'm sure he's going to be blowing up the waiver wire this week.
All right, moving on. 5-star. Wide receiver and snitches get stitches.
I mean, it was a 15-point spread. Wide receiver with an 88-73 victory over snitches. Starting on JC's side of the ball, man, George Kittle, hello, 3 touchdowns all the way down to 1 catch and for 1 yard. So, I mean, that's a pretty big swing on a week-to-week basis. Dude, at Mahomes, man, I know he's like 5th overall in scoring right now, but it just doesn't feel like he is, being that quarterback that you drafted. So,
dare we say regression?
I don't know, man. I think it's more of the fact that I feel like the Chiefs' defense is a little bit better, and I feel like their running game is a little bit better. So maybe they're just not needing Patrick Mahomes to do as much right now. Or maybe they just feel like they can just sleepwalk through their schedule for the most part, get to the playoffs, and then they can open it up,
Yeah.
So who knows? But as far as Mrs. Kamish goes, I mean, she's gonna have questions that she's gonna have to answer at quarterback this upcoming week. I mean, Fields is looking doubtful, and C.J. Stroud's on a bye, so I mean that's gonna be the big question for her. Raheem Mostert, holy cow, man! 11 touchdowns so far this season, or was
Yeah.
it 11 coming into this week? It's
I
just
think it was 9 coming into the week.
yeah, I've lost count, man. I mean, just ride the wave while you can, I guess.
Yep. All right, cool. So,
Anything else?
no, man, I don't have anything. You about covered it. We deep diving right into 7.
Let's do it, man.
So, I want to start out with a sibling rivalry this week.
So you want to start at
Out the gate.
right out the gate, right out the chute. We're gonna go Tropic Thunder taking on wide receiver. Oh boy. Well, I feel like CMC is gonna play this week. Now, what type of capacity is he gonna be available at, and what's he gonna produce going on the road against Minnesota? That's to be foreseen, man. I feel like Tropic Thunder is going to get off the hook a little easy on Thursday night because he's got Lawrence and he's got Derek Carr on his roster, so his quarterback decision is going to be pretty easy. Nico Collins is on a bye, man. On the flip side, I'm not quite sure what the missus is going to do at QB yet, so that's going to be a big TBD. But take that away. Mostert's in a plus matchup against Philly. Philly's run defense hasn't been as great as everyone's thought it's been. Diggs is going up against New England. Bill Belichick's already, he's probably already shopping for a damn retirement house, and man, he's checked out.
We can only hope.
I mean, it sounds like you're echoing the greater voice of the Patriot fan base that they're ready to move on.
I've been saying it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They're just now getting on board with me, dude. He's got to go.
So, Travis Kelce is going to get his. And then, believe it or not, I mean, the Atlanta Falcons look like they might be starting to pass the ball a little bit. And it looks like Drake London is, he's seeing a little bit of volume. So if that continues, it's like next man up for wide receiver. I just think Big Sis has just got too much firepower in this one. So man, give me wide receiver.
She's got to make an educated decision on the waiver wire for a quarterback this week, right? I believe Justin Fields' injury is a thumb on the throwing hand. I mean, I'm not a quarterback. I can't even throw that great of a spiral. But what I do know is that you need your thumb to do that. So, quarterback's a big thing. On the other side of the ball, Tropic Thunder's in trouble with all those Q's next to his players' names, and then if they're not on a Q, they're on a bye. I think wide receiver's got enough firepower to pull this one out. I'm going to take her by 10. So, moving on. Miyagi Illuminati and AT Aliens.
This one looks gross on paper.
Right.
Do we even really need to talk about this one, or can we just skip it?
I'm pretty sure somebody smeared shit on my monitor.
Yep. All right, man. As far as the Illuminati goes, right now he's got Jimmy GQ in that starting lineup, and I just don't. I don't think that's sticking, man. And Burrow's on a bye, so I feel like you're getting ready to see the Illuminati go to the waiver wire for QB. Everything else in his lineup looks to be relative in lockstep. He's got Jonnu Smith going in there, which is again, God bless. Like the fact that he's seeing more run than Kyle Pitts right now is just absolutely terrifying. Devontae Adams is going up against Chicago, so depending on who's under center. I mean, do you even know who the Raiders' backup is right now?
I think it's Brian Hoyer.
Wow.
New
Okay.
England, it's New England 2.0 out there in Las
Okay.
Vegas, dude.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, man. I understand Hoyer's a backup, but I mean, this ain't his first rodeo, so he probably just gets in the huddle and Devontae's like, right here, dude. This is where you go with the football, right here. So I'm looking on the flip side. Oh God, Gus Bus is in there again. Jonathan Taylor's got a not a good matchup going up against the Browns front seven. I'm on Ross St. Brown. Welcome back to fantasy football. And he's got Keenan Allen, man. Ooh, God, this is gonna be tough. I tell you what, man. I like the receivers. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown and Keenan Allen are gonna outscore Adams and Nakua this week, man. So I tell you what, dude, give me I guess by record this looks like a slide upset, man. But I'll take the AT aliens in this one.
One's tough, dude.
Study long, study wrong.
If anybody in this league is gonna make it work with what they have and what they get off the waiver wire, it's gonna be Miyagi. Um, I disagree on the wide receiver matchups. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take Miyagi here. Total score 23-21.
Yikes.
Yeah.
This might be the one that we like don't talk about next week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Final
gonna
score would be like
Wo-
132 to 128.
yeah.
All
All right, dude.
right, man. We got next.
Enough of the bullshit. Baby Billy and snitches.
Yikes. All right. Well, for me, man, my roster, or at least my starters, man, or at least my key cogs seem to be getting healthy. And Barkley looked like he had a pretty good game last week. Cooper Cup. I mean, he's going against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's going to be on the road. I feel like the Steelers are going to be a different animal away from Pittsburgh, even though the game is going to be in LA, and I understand Pittsburgh's fans travel. Um, Tyler Lockett, man, got a plus matchup against Arizona. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of production out of him this week. Um, as far as Lamar goes, they're going up against the Lions, and I'm sure Dan Campbell will have something dialed up, man. And the Ravens been moving the ball this season, but they've been getting down in the red zone, but they're just kicking field goals. And that's why Justin Tucker is, the man.
Yep.
As far as snitches go, I mean, he's going to be down Jamar Chase. He's going to be down DeAndre Hopkins. So he's gonna have to do some adjustments here, man. Oh Lord. Uh oh, this is gonna be bad. The snitches typically has my number, but I'm gonna pick myself this week. And I don't feel confident with this at all. But I just I feel like my roster is just trending in the right direction right now, as opposed to snitches. So I'll take myself let's go 81 to 80 in this one.
Okay. You know what really sticks out to me in this matchup? You had the Bills going against New England. The Bills' defense play this week is probably going to be the best play in fantasy for a defensive team. And then you got the Eagles against Miami. Commish, you got to be doing something about your defense this week, right?
I mean, come on, man. You know Waver's gonna run tomorrow. You really think I'm rolling the Eagles out there against that offense?
I hope not.
I'm not.
Um, Snitches is running his roster is very old school. He's got 2 kickers on his team. He's got 2 defenses on his team. The problem is you can't put a kicker or defense into the flex spot. And he's going to be hurting for waiver wire ads this week. So for that, I'm also going to pick you. And I think you're going to get some big numbers out of some players that you don't really rely on to score heavily for you this week. I'm going to go 110, 75.
I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
All right.
Smoking Joe, ass and TDs.
Smoking Joe, ass and TDs. All right. Let's start on the ass and TDs side of the ball. Tony Pollard's on a bye. The Jets are on a bye, right? So, she she again is probably gonna have to go to the wire, man. I just don't see her wanting to sub in either McKinnon or P Ryan straight into RB territory there. So, I mean, I feel like she's gonna have to make a move. Debo is questionable this week, and they got Josh Allen listed as questionable. But I mean, you gotta assume with them playing divisional game against New England, like he's gonna go, man. San Francisco, on the other hand, they may feel like they could probably get this win at Minnesota without Debo. Yeah, I don't think there's really much to say about Smoking Joe's side of the ball, man. He looks to be all pretty much put together. ETN should eat against New Orleans, and like I said, man, Philly's secondary has been hasn't been that stout this season. So I feel like the real life Madden team should be able to put some points up. And if Waddle gets his, it's gonna be a long night for Bills Mafia president, man. So give me Smoking Joe going away in this one. I'll go 105 65 in this one.
I agree 100%, man. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. Between Tua and Travis Etienne and Jalen Waddle, that's a 3-headed monster right now in fantasy. And we're not even talking about Josh Jacobs or Devontae Smith or even Justin Tucker. I think Smoking Joe arguably might have the best roster in our league right now. He's going to continue to do good things. This is going to be my barn burner for the week. Biggest upset. And I know I gave a pretty good deficit between your matchup with Snitches, but I think this one's going to even be larger. 109.68 in favor of the Smoking Joe. Moving on. Friday morning oil change in the Jolly Roger. My old friend Ben.
This is the one we're talking about a half hour about, right? This one. This is the one that's got the super deep dive breakdown.
I don't think there's much to talk about here either, dude. I am in trouble.
I think this one's going to be this one's more difficult to call than I think a lot of them this week. And I'm sitting here, you know what? I'll start on your side of the ball, man. Breece Hall is going to be out and McPherson's off, right? So obviously it's pretty straightforward. You're going to make a move there. You're going to get yourself a kicker. As far as the RB situation goes, man, like, yeah. You're not running Penny out there. Pierce is on a bye. Achane is still on the IR. So I would willing to bet that you're getting ready to come off some of that fab money this week, and you're going to make a move for an RB. Um, Brown and Addison are locked in. I like the Dobbs play against Denver. Hopefully, Dobbs does get some run. I feel like the wide receiver situation in Green Bay has been kind of hard to peg. Um, Hurts is going to get into a shootout with Miami. I think that's going to be a lot of back and forth. I know the Eagles so far this season has kind of struggled on the offensive side of the ball, but Hurts is going to score, man. You're going to stick with the Niners. On the flip side, Brock Purdy getting the call. That has me interested, man. I think this matchup is going to come down to what's Gibbs' role going to be in the Detroit offense. Is this the week that he finally gets cut loose? I know he's been a little bit banged up, coming off the injury. I mean, if he's fully healthy and he gets the starter's workload where he's getting that 20 to 25 touches, this could be that like superhuman performance that the JR is probably going to need to pull the upset. So I just have this feeling that this matchup is going to come down to one game. And I think the fact that you have the stack in Hurts and AJ Brown, I think those will be the two guys that'll put you over the top this week, man. I just feel like if the Dolphins get ahead, the Eagles are going to have to play catch up. And the quickest way to make, score big points in fantasy is to have that stack, man. So if AJ Brown, say he hits pay dirt twice, like, probably all you're gonna need, man. I'll take Friday morning oil change. I'll go 85-75 this week.
Man, I went on a 4-game tear, right? In the first 2 games of the season, I barely lost. I actually made an error in 1 game to lose. I think my good run of good luck is going to come to an end here, though, this week. There is nobody to pick up on the waiver wire. Nobody. I'm going to need an astronomical performance out of my wide receivers, I think, to pull this off. And I think this is the week where Jahmyr Gibbs shows us why he was drafted where he was drafted and why DeAndre Swift is gone and why Jamal Williams is gone. And depending what happens with Debo, Brock Purdy could have a hell of a night on Monday night too. But he's still got Brandon Ayuk, which also happens to be on the Jolly Rogers team. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, but I think I'm going to lose this week. Give me Jolly Roger 80-78.
All right,
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I got this one this week. So 5-star. I still don't have a. I really got to work on that, dude.
Let's not talk about that right now.
Yeah. So 5-star this week. Iron Smoke, Masturbator. Send it, Kamish.
All right, man. So you guys are probably sitting here wondering why we got a 2-4 squad taking on a 5-1 squad in the 5-star. All right. Iron Smoke has quietly been the third highest scoring team in the league, right? Unfortunately for them, they've just run into a couple buzzsaws, which have generated their 4 losses on the year, right? So Tyreek Hill taking on Philly. Philly's back end's been a little bit, defense has been a little suspect. So Tyreek Hill is going to continue to get his. Justin Herbert, man, they're taking on the Chiefs this week. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit higher scoring game. I feel like some of these games that we really anticipated, the score being kind of elevated, have become kind of clunkers. So hopefully that's not the case for this one. DeAndre Swift, man, another piece of that Eagles offense. He's a top 12 running back this year. You know how gross that sounds to say?
Yeah, you were not very high on him.
Well, I mean, hey man, look, I'm happy he's getting his due. You know what I mean? Because when he was in Detroit, it was like, I, for whatever reason, they wouldn't use him. I don't know if he was hurt. I don't know if there was more going on behind the scenes, but the dude just wasn't getting any run. He's getting some run in Philly, so
Yeah.
good on him, man. Who else we got? Kyle Pitts, man. Kyle Pitts. 8 points 2 weeks ago, 10 points this past week. That's probably more than that dude has scored combined over like the last year and a half. Does this continue? If the answer is yes, that's going to be amazing for Iron Smoke, man. He's got a tight end that he picked up probably toward the back half of this draft, and he's getting production. So, on the other side of the ball, the baiter, right? He's got Jared Goff in that lineup going up against Baltimore. You know, they're going to go up and down the field. Zach Moss, he's going to have a tough matchup against Cleveland, and he's also got Jonathan Taylor, you know, looming. I feel like every time I feel like I got the baiter peg, man, you know, I go right, he goes left. Gabe Davis, man, he finally had his TD streak snapped last week, and he's going up against checked out Bill Belichick. So, you know, he might get his due. I tell you what, though, I'm sitting here looking at this matchup, and is it really an upset, though, if I pick Iron Smoke? But I'm going to go with Iron Smoke this week.
Okay. You know, I think the Chargers Chiefs game is going to be kind of a back and forth affair. Maybe not to the scale of Miami and Philly, but I think it's going to be a back and forth slugfest. See Justin Herbert maybe coming out of his shell a little bit. The problem, though, is that Masturbator has Josh Palmer and Gerald Everett on his side. So 2 out of the 4 targets for Justin Herbert are sitting on Masturbator's side. Rashad White or Richard or whatever White. Richard. I was high on him before the season started, man. And he's just not panning out. But I was also high on Bijan Robinson, and he seems to not be panning out either. This is a tough one for me, man. But just looking at the wide receivers, I think it's going to be hard for Masturbator to keep up this week. And I could see Tyreek Hill having a three-tutty game against that Philly secondary, man. So I am also going to take Iron Smoke.
Ooh, all right.
98 to 95.
I like it. I like it a lot. It'd be a good 5-star right there. 98, 95. I hope it hits.
Well, week 7. Clip it, ship it, baby.
Hey, what do you think about what do you think about next week? Maybe doing some like midterm report card grades or something.
We can do that.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
It might be fun.
Might be time to get your old Cuzzo on here too.
I've been working some angles right now. I've been making some phone calls. I tried getting.
Fourth and Dream's biggest fan has a chance to get on the show.
Hey, I tried getting him on this week for obvious reasons, but due to some family being in town, he wanted to postpone. He wanted to push it off till next week, but I think I might have somebody else I'm working on right now that might be a better fit for next week.
Oh God, who am I playing next week?
Yeah. I'm going to let you sweat this one out a little bit.
Gonna try to get him on, huh?
It ain't anybody you playing. If you want to find out where the real answer is, you just go to the NFL schedule for the following week. Anywho.
All right. All right.
So so that could leave some options open for that following week, man.
Okay. Okay. Well, with that being said,
Anywho.
if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, let your friends know, tell your grandma. We'd really appreciate it.
Heck yeah, especially hearing from grandma.
With that being said, Commish, you got anything?
Have a fantastic week. Good luck, man. Hope your roster stays healthy. I hope everybody's roster stays healthy because it sucks getting on here talking about injuries, man.
We might not want to say that anymore.
Yeah.
Break a leg. Till next week, folks.
See?